Howdy, folks. We have some September baseball here for you. We are rounding out season number 1, and what better way to test our new guys than the best team in the league, one of them at least, Atlanta Braves. This will be the debut, or at least the on-screen debut, of Adael Amador in the big leagues. We have all of our young kids up. It is really trying to see what the future has in store for us. And again, what better test than against some proven veterans? Bryce Elder will get the ball in this game for Atlanta. 4.17 ERA, a 9-5 record, and 153 and a third innings pitch. Charlie Blackmon's going to start the game off with a line drive single that falls in front of Michael Harris III, as the Rockies get on the bases early to start off this first game. Brendan Rodgers now, 252 average, our lone all-star representative. He's going to go gapping. That's going to be between Harris and Acuna out there in right field, and Chuck's going to keep on running. Rodgers will hold up at second base. No throw by Ozzy Albies, and just like that, a few pitches in, the Rockies have a 1-0 lead. Look at this swing by. Rodgers just dumps it right exactly in the spot that allows Blackmon to keep rolling. Some lefties in there. Adael Amador debuting batting 6th. Then you have that Veen, Amador, Fernandez, and Drew Romo right in order in the lineup. Should be very, very fun for probably years to come. Zach Veen is going to fly out there. Brendan Rodgers gets us on the board first here in Atlanta. 1 run, 2 hits by the Rockies. Kyle Freeland will toe the slab for the Rocks. 8-9 record, a 4.18 ERA, 163.2 and 2/3 innings pitched, I should say. Where's my baseball etiquette? Very similar in terms of stats to Elder, just on a worse team. Amador gets his first chance, athletically tosses over to first base, and we're going to be seeing Adael Amador field a lot of balls at shortstop in this series. Michael Harris, Arcia, Acuna Jr., and then Acuna Jr., Olsen, Riley, Albies, Ozuna, Murphy. I mean, that whole lineup, there's not many that get better than that. Orlando Arcia, after 2 pitches to Harris, he's going to basically do what Rodgers did. Middle infielder, as Veen had trouble with it. Doyle will toss it back in, so the middle infielder doing some damage going the opposite way on the double. Orlando Arcia, his 33rd double. Remember when they lost Dansby Swanson, who's going to be their shortstop? Vaughn Grissom was supposed to be the guy. Obviously, he's in Boston now, but Orlando Arcia kind of came out of nowhere and has excelled. Acuna up the middle, past the diving glove of Rodgers. Doyle's going to toss it in, but not in time, as the Braves tie things up here early. Matt Olson trying to do some damage. He won't. Amador will take it himself. Fires to first base, and a 6-3 double play to end the inning. Ronald Acuna Jr. tied things up after he went up the middle. And then, just like the Rockies did in the top of the frame, the Braves 1 run on 2 hits to tie things up. Here's Adael Amador's first at-bat. 0-1 count. Got a good swing on that one. Almost 100 miles per hour off the bat, but anywhere in center field, Michael Harris is going to get to it, so tough luck by the rookie. Still searching that first hit. Drew Romo with a runner on now. 3-2 count, and it's going to get past a diving Matt Olson. It's Yanquiel Fernandez, who kind of held up at second base, decided to go to third, and he is hosed by last year's MVP. And Yanquiel is going to get a nice talking to by Bud Black, I assume. And coming up, firing. Look at that laser beam. And that's one guy you do not want to test out there. Might not be the most incredible fielder out there. Has one of the most incredible arms in all of the game. Doyle waits on that sinker. And this time, Olsen's able to make the play as he goes full extendo. Lays out for it. Gets that jersey a little dirty. Look at this. All 630 of them just laying down, stopping that ball from going in the outfield. 2 hits by the Rockies, nothing to show for it. Bottom 2, Charlie Culberson now. Of all the guys to burn you in this lineup, it's Charlie Culberson. Bean throws home. Too late. Runner scores. That's Austin Riley. And the Braves now have a lead in this one. Michael Harris the second. I think I called him the third earlier to Amador. And this time Amador gets some revenge, stealing him of a base hit. Culberson, an unlikely hero in this lineup, breaks the tie. Nolan Jones working in the top of the third, and Olsen to Arcia. Back to Olsen will end the inning on a double play. Some defense being shown early. Both teams getting some defensive highlights in early. You had the Harris catch. You had Amador a couple times. This is now the second really good play by Olsen. Obviously, the throw by Acuna out there, but pretty good. Pretty good. Some more defense. How about it? You like defense. You came to the right game. Another twin killing. This time Amador starts it. Amador, Rogers, and then finished off at first base by McMahon. Again, we moved him over to first base recently. Bottom 3 now, Matt Olson. He is going to dive or hit one to Rogers, who flips the hip. Some more defense. I don't think we've seen an offensive highlight since the first inning. It's been all defense since then. Both teams with 5 hits. As finally we're going to get some offense. A weird pitch to hit out, but he will hit it out. McMahon around tripper just squeaks over the fence out there in Truist Park. I believe 88 off the bat, it said. At 88 miles per hour, went 341. A cheapie here, but we'll take it as a tie ball game yet again as Colorado strikes with the long ball. Ryan McMahon. Nothing else happened in that inning for either team as Ozzy Albies now lays into 104 off of his bat. Zach Bean tracks it down, but not before 2 bases get taken by Ozzy Albies. One of the best hitting second basemen. He works for 13 cents an hour. Now that's Ozuna going the other way. Bean, his throw is going to keep Albies at third base, but now runners on the corners as Freeland in danger of giving up this lead. Sean Murphy trying to crack the code. He won't. Rogers, Amador, McMahon. Oh, how sweet it is, that defense saving Colorado there. A couple hits, but another double play. What's that, the third or fourth from the Rockies we've seen today? And a team that doesn't do anything particularly well. The fielding has been a real nice thing to lay your hat on in this one. McMahon back up in top of the 6th inning as a couple innings have gone by. Elder still out there. Maybe not much longer as a double by McMahon. And with 2 outs, the Rockies are threatening. McMahon his 17th extra base or double of the year. Zach Bean lays into that one, but just behind it as they will strand the runner at second base. So Atlanta is going to go into the bottom of the 6th inning looking to break this tie. It's going to be Acuna, Olsen, and Riley. 3 of the most dangerous hitters to put back to back to back. Dakota Hudson makes an appearance. Former Colorado Rocky. We got Darius Vines in a trade, and he still has intentions of helping the Rockies win ball games. Charlie Blackmon, he's going to go yard. Look at that, a pivotal spot in this game. Dakota Hudson had 1 clean inning and couldn't make it 2. As Charlie Blackmon celebrating around the bases, getting his old teammate, even if it was for a couple of months. An old teammate nonetheless. 3-2 Rockies. We'll see it one more time just here in a second. As Chuck getting the bench fired up. Rockies take the lead late against Atlanta. High fives in the dugout. All that good stuff. Well, one more time is this one. He had to hope it fair, and hope enough he did. That clanks off the foul pole. Ryan McMahon trying for another big hit. And he will lace this one into right field. 108 off his bat. Keeps the inning alive for Colorado. Zach Bean now. He watches ball 4. 2 on, 2 out for the Rockies. brings up Adele Amador. Still searching for that first hit. Had a game earlier this season, 0 for 4. And just misses a pitch there. 0-1 count. Rocketed that one. 104 off the bat. 2 on, 2 out. How's that for your first hit? No doubt shot. Anchor arms Amador. That's what we're going to call him. Is he absolutely pulverizes that one for his first career hit, first career RBI, first career run, and 451 feet measures his first career home run. It wasn't teammates with Dakota Hudson, but like I said earlier, Dakota Hudson very much is still in the mindset of let's help the Rockies win ball games. Absolute mash by Adele Amador, and we are so excited for this kid's future. Switch hitter, stays in on that one, drives it the other way. 450 the other way is truly a sign of a special hitter. This kid is 20. 20, and he's doing this. Gets the silent treatment, as all or most rookies do. But eventually Nolan Jones is the first one to greet him, break the silence. And look at that. Amador, Tovar, Jones, all guys who are so important to the future of this team. Reynaldo Lopez will come in and shut everything down. Victor Vodnik will be our man to go out there in the 8th. He's going to get Charlie Culberson to strike out. So some revenge off of Culberson's RBI single from earlier in this one. And with 2 outs, he'll get Orlando Arcia. So Victor Vodnik, one of the young studs on this roster, getting some good pitches there for strikeouts. McMahon, bases loaded, swings over the top of the slider, so can't add any more insurance run, but Colorado hopes 4 is enough. But here's that 3 again. Acuna, Olsen, Riley, and Victor Vodnik. We're going to give it to him. He gets Acuna to line out. Fernandez is on it. Scary pitch, but able to track it down for the out. Now he has Matt Olson he has to deal with, and he blows the fastball by him. A strikeout. That's a big one by Victor Vodnik. And now Austin Riley gets him to pop out, Veen under it, and that will do it here from game number 1. So Colorado comes into Atlanta. Adele Amador and the offense thrive as it is 6-2. Colorado. The young kids showed up in this one, and I'm very proud of them. And they get a little, maybe playing a little spoiler late in this one. 12 hits, 6 runs. We'll check out the box score. 2 hits and RBI with a home run. Rogers was 3 for 5. Nolan Jones didn't do much. McMahon was 3 for 5. And Amador, again, that huge home run. His first. Kyle Freeland went 7. Did really, really, really well. He did a good job keeping Olsen, Riley, Acuna at bay for the most part. A couple doubles here. Bryce Elder, he went 6. He gave up 2. And a pretty good job. Dale Amador, now a triple from the cycle in one of the most spacious ballparks to do it in. We'll check to see how he does here. And Dale Amador, since coming up, the writing's on the wall with this guy. He's going to be a bona fide stud. Shelby Miller, someone that we might be looking at in free agency as he's coming up. But a 3-1 lead for our Rockies, and Amador is a 20-year-old, knows he needs a triple for the cycle, obviously wants to win the ball game first and foremost. But you know when you have those accolades right there by you. But he's going to be taking pitches, and look at him, drawing a 3-0 count. Charlie Blackmon on deck, and setting the table for a guy like Chuck is something very important, even with your triple for the cycle on the line. Does go after that sinker, probably trying to keep that at-bat alive. I mean, he is human, and I don't fault him for that. Against Kenta Maeda, a crafty veteran. And he'll draw ball 4, and eventually it's going to be a Rockies win. So they did score a couple more. It was 5-1, and Amador doesn't get the cycle, but improves. Impresses me a lot. Cal Quantrill, as we move on down later in the month, he has a complete game shutout working, and he's going to get first pitch, first swing, first out. Jake McCarthy goes down. As we're working on a Maddox. He only has 87 pitches here, long at bat for Gerardo Perdomo, but finally ends with a strikeout. One more out away from the complete game shut piece for Cal Quantrill, and that'd be a great moment for him and this Rockies team. It's going to go right to Zach Veen in right field. Corbin Carroll is out. And another Rockies victory with a pretty good performance by our best pitcher on the roster. Drew Romo now a home run away from the cycle is another player moment we're going to jump into and monitor. Romo 3 for 3, and he's started off a little slow when he first got called up, but since then has kind of been putting the pressure on pitchers. And has a 3 for 3 day here against the Dodgers in Los Angeles going. That's no small feat. Again, if his hitting can just be a little bit above average, or even just specialize in hitting one side of the plate, he can be a very valuable piece for this Rockies team going forward. And I think he'll be the catcher of the next good Rockies team. He'll go the other way on that cutter, but can't get it over the wall. So no cycle for Drew Romo and no win for the Colorado Rockies, as winning 3-1 are the Dodgers. We'll see the Dodgers pretty soon thereafter as the final game of the year. Rockies 57-104. Angels already passed the 100-win mark as the Dodgers is coming in, hitting the ball around the park, shutting down the offense of the Rockies. And this is going to be the season finale. It could be the final game we see of Charlie Blackmon, as Dodgers has bested the Rockies in the first 2 games of the series. This time it's going to be Shohei Ohtani going on Colorado. We'll see his numbers a little bit later. For the Rockies to be Austin Gomber, I'll tell you right now, this is the last game you'll ever see Austin Gomber pitch for the Rockies. As you'll see right here, Teoscar Hernandez going right up the middle, getting on board to start the day off for the Blue Bombers. Teoscar Hernandez, a fun free agent signing on under the radar one with how many big moves the Dodgers made. As Amador lays out, he can't get to it. And 2 on for the Dodgers as Gavin Lux reaches. And the team that we're going to be measuring ourselves against the entire time is Ohtani pitching and hitting today helps his own cause. Gets a run in. And it's 1-0 Dodgers. Best player on the planet doing best player on the planet things. Will Smith with 2 on. He'll chop it to Nolan Jones at third base. He'll go the short way to Rogers at second, and that will do it for the Dodgers offensive side of the inning. They get 3 hits, 1 run. As the Rockies, their turn to bat coming up, and here's Shohei on the mound. Throws a 100 sweeper that will knock out anybody. Again, strikes out 25% of the batters he faces. A whip at 1.25, 12 wins, 6 losses, and he will get Charlie Blackmon to go down via the strikeout. Blew it right by him, over 95 miles per hour. Big Japanese righty, the best player to probably ever pick up a baseball. And he was rewarded with $700 million. A lot to gamble with if he so chooses. Yanquiel Fernandez bottom 2 now, as nothing happened in the rest of that first or the top of the second. That's a quick chopper. What can't this man do? A little flip of the gloves. Shohei Ohtani showing off that gold glove potential. He's coming for it. Look at this. Just picks it up with the glove. And flip. Look at that. What can't this man do? He'd probably do your taxes if you want him. Gavin Lux, unfortunately, you have just got struck out by Austin Gomber. Bottom text. And again, this is the last time we are ever going to see Austin Gomber. I am using the fuck out of this meme. More memes. Dinger. Point and laugh. That's all right. We'll stop it there. No, we won't. Another strikeout. You got struck out by Austin Gomber, brother. Dinger, point and laugh. 4th time in a row? Say it ain't so. Austin Gomber struck you out. Bottom text. And that's it. That was my little wave of Austin Gomber. Cheers. I hate this guy. Get him off of my team, please. And proving my point, Mookie Betts, the greatest player to never finish his career with the Red Sox. I said what I said. He goes about 9 million feet into right center. Not quite 9 million, but 485 is where we'll settle at. So Mookie Betts going almost 100 500 feet, 33rd home run for the superstar shortstop, formerly right fielder, formerly center fielder, formerly second baseman, formerly shortstop, Mookie Betts. That's going to be it for Austin Gomber. Get his ugly mug out of here. Bud Black should probably throw this baseball at the back of his head, as you're no longer going to wear those colors, buddy. I'll tell you that right now. We're going to bring in Lucas Gilbreth to face Shohei Ohtani lefty on lefty. He hasn't had a good season by any stretch of the imagination, but we're going to play the numbers game, and numbers win. Numbers always win. Mookie Betts hit a 2-run home run that still has not landed yet, and it is 3-0 Dodgers. I don't think we've seen a Colorado highlight yet. There it is. Zach Veen. Look at that. On cue goes doubling, as that is going to bang off the wall, tracked down in center field by James Outman, and Veen's going to hold on the brakes. Probably could have tried for 3, but he will hold on for 2 since nothing has happened for the Rockies offense all game. And nothing will continue to happen as Riley Pint now in. He's going to walk Andy Pages, and bases are loaded in the top of the 6th. And this is going to be a strikeout on Miguel Rojas, a high slider. 90 miles per hour. Riley Pint throws fast. A number 4 overall pick a few years ago. And again, this slider breaks like my penis, 4 inches. Oscar Hernandez, full count, bases loaded, and just a backbreaker blooper. Zach Veen is going to toss this one in to the infield runners on the corners. 2-run score. This one's starting to get a little ugly. Gavin Lux makes it even uglier as Yanquiel Fernandez takes a bad route to it. Not just 1, but 2 of those runners will come around to score. Lux is going to stay standing on third base, and 7-0 Dodgers. This one, again, getting away from the Rockies, just like every other game has this year. Amador will field the Mookie Betts grounder, and finally we are out of the inning. 7 runs total in this one, as Brenton Doyle, Charlie Blackmon, Brandon Rogers will try to get something going. Fun fact, they didn't. Shohei Ohtani, though, is going to do it for him. He's going to go 9 million feet into the bullpens. Not many balls can hit to the bullpens, even with the altitude here. But look where this one lands. Just absolutely cranked it. Muncy, speaking of cranking it, this ball almost hit my window, as that is going to get way out of here. So far, 480 feet. The Dodgers have hit probably 1,000 plus feet of home runs today, almost approaching 1,500 feet of home runs. This one belted. You can just hear it. This is a different sound off of his bat. Finally, as we're going to be put to misery, Charlie Blackmon's going to give us one more memory. Deposits his last at-bat as a Colorado Rocky. The 37-year-old who's contemplating hanging it up. Goes 442, the house that Chuck built. I don't think he built it, but he definitely furnished it for a bit. He's going to touch them all, and we're just going to let Charlie have his moment. Nolan Jones, our last hope, as Scott Barlow is out now, and Nolan Jones flies out to left field, and that will do it. The last out of the Rockies 2024 season. It's an up and down year for sure. We had some fun moments. We definitely had a lot of shitty moments too, for lack of a better term, but that will do it here from the regular season. Let's check this box score for the last time and then kind of recap this season as a whole. Teoscar Hernandez went 4 for 6, and everybody else had a whole bunch of hits. Shohei, Mookie, Muncy twice. We even see one of them. That's how bad this game was. And just 3 hits, 1 run, thanks to Charlie Blackmon. If he didn't play, this would have been even more pathetic than it actually was. Look at all these relievers that just got touched up. And let's break down the end And let's break down the end of the season, starting with some stats from Double-A. As their season ended first, neither of our minor league teams were in the playoffs this year. But here are some things that I saw where these stats are kind of going to flash around as we talk. We're going to kind of condense it. So you take a pause and look if there's a player you really wanted to see what their stats were. I didn't really spend too much time on it. Grant Levine, had a great season. Juan Guerrero was fantastic as well. Was fourth in Double-A in terms of WAR. Those guys really produced. Jimmy Herron did well, and Sterling Thompson, our top hitting prospect in Double-A that stayed in Double-A, but he broke his ankle. No one else really on this roster is kind of in our super long-term plan, so how they didn't really affect me. Benny Montgomery was fantastic, so he went all the way up to AAA, and we'll talk about him when we get to there. Pitching side of things, Joe Rock was fantastic. Mike Persecki was good too. Ethan Hankins was fantastic in his first year with us. All those three guys had a lot of rankings at the top of Double-A in terms of some of their stats, and those three pitchers have a place with us. They're our top pitching prospects in Double-A, and they did fantastic. Again, no one else is really being looked at in any type of light. We had some good performances, some bad performances here around, but those three really stuck out as guys that we are going to be keeping an eye on, that's for sure. In AAA, here are some guys that stood out to me. Montgomery did well since being called up. Sam Hilliard hit for some pop. And those two in the outfield who are looking for outfield at-bats. Kyle Datris was our top guy, and we'll get to him a little bit later. Warming Burnable, extremely solid year. Kind of ended on a cold streak, but for the most part all year was putting up good numbers. Three guys we were looking for that didn't really do well hitting-wise. Jordan Beck never really got it going. I wrote down got it going. His numbers when we checked up on him a little bit earlier where he was hitting about 200. He ended up the year hitting around 220, if not a little bit lower than that, 225 as I see it. And an OPS of 650, which is better, but he never really scorched earth like we were expecting him to. Michael Tolia and Elihuris Montero, they just did not hit in AAA like I thought they were going to. They didn't hit in the major leagues. They definitely didn't hit in AAA, and it's just what it is. Pitching-wise, McMahon was not great. Darius Vines was pretty all right with us. And Chase Dollander did well in his first AAA action. He started off getting kind of hit pretty hard after making the transition up from AA, which he was doing very, very well in. But his numbers looked a lot better than when they first started out there in AAA. Ty Blatch was our best pitcher statistically, and that is it for the guys who I recognized here in the minor leagues. And just some notes quickly on their season. And neither team made the playoffs. We had a couple guys perform pretty well in terms of overall in the league and kind of had some league leaders and such. But other than that, those are kind of the guys that I highlighted as notables. Our minor leaguers of the year. First, Kyle Datris is going to be our minor league hitter of the year. Hit almost 300 at AAA. 12 home runs, an 848 OPS. There's between him and Grant Levine, and I went with Datris just because he had just a better overall season. A WAR at 2.7, and our pitcher of the year is going to be none other than Joe Rock. While Dollander did make the move up, Joe Rock stayed in AA and shoved the entire time in AA. 10 wins, an ERA sub 2.4, 121 strikeouts, 172 innings, 41 walks. He had 15 quality starts in a WAR about 4. Those guys are minor leaguers of the year. For the major league team, now again, we won 57 games. None of it was good. Nolan Jones was a 5 WAR player for us this year. We had no true standouts other than that, though. You had, McMahon was good, and Rogers was an all-star, and Charlie Blackmon played well when we watched him, and Doyle, I know his offensive numbers are never going to look good, but I think he's still a good player for us. But really, there were no true standouts. For next season, we need guys to slug more. I think going into this, you thought, oh, Coors Field, everyone's going to hit for some home runs. Everyone's going to have some inflated pop. But we also, play 81 games not in Coors Field every year. And even then, you still have to hit the ball and know how to hit the ball good to get it airborne, to get it out. And we didn't really have that. We had only 2 players all year with a 750-plus OPS. That was McMahon and Nolan Jones. Ezequiel Tovar had a pretty abysmal second year in Colorado. I still think he is part of our plans long term, but definitely can't have more seasons like that. You just can't. No rookies really splashed in their first action. Amador, Romo, Yanquiel, Fernandez, and Zach Veen. None of them really set the world on fire. They had their moments, and we've seen their moments, but none of them really finished the year off hitting 270 or like they really truly did wrong. They struggled the whole time. Again, they had their flashes, but they did struggle. My note says, "Good God, we can't pitch." Yeah, no one did well, and the guys who did well, we booted them. Cal Quantrill, the only guy that stayed because he had 370, and he only stayed because he was injured, and he would have been gone too. So I was not expecting the screen to look pretty, and it definitely did not look pretty even a little bit. Again, our only bright spot was Cal Quantrill. Some league leaders and awards. While these flash, again, pause if you want to see one of your favorite players or if there's something that stands out to you. But we're going to be going over our free agency plans. Our plans are simple. Shore up the corner outfielders. We're going to have a big competition. It is Jordan Beck, Zach Veen, and someone else we're going to bring in. We're going to bring in at least 1 or 2 guys. Hilliard's going to be there. May the best man win. While I do want to push for Veen and want to push for Beck, because we're all on a budget, I'm looking to crank open the books, though. I want to go, and I think Mr. Lynchfield wants to go too. So if you're, whoever's going to win that between whoever we bring in, I can guarantee we're bringing at least 1 corner outfielder to kind of battle with those 2. If both of them win the job, cool. There's a DH spot open as well, with Charlie Blackmon probably not going to be here anymore. Maybe someone of those bunch gets it. Maybe we find someone in free agency that we like and want to try to give those at-bats. Maybe someone just comes in and takes it. I mean, it's going to be wide open. Up the middle, Amador, Tovar, Brennan Rodgers. Brennan Rodgers is his last season. The most likely thing is we trade him at the deadline or trade him in the offseason and let Amador and Tovar be our middle infield. I still want them to earn that, though, so I'm probably going to hold on to Rodgers. But if they outplay Rodgers, maybe we trade Rodgers early in the season. Who knows? First base is still an issue. I mean, Tolia is the guy that has the most future with us out of everybody. Dahlbeck we traded for. He did not do well, even a little bit. But that's it. First base, we're going to probably be looking at someone there. Obviously, pitching. We're going to bring in pitchers. We still need pitchers to come up, and we're going to get some stopgaps as well. And that's my plans as of this moment. So that's it for Season 1. Here's the playoffs look like. Atlanta, Arizona, Chicago, Cincinnati, Philly, and Dodgers have the bye. Houston and Baltimore, the bye in the American League. Texas, Tampa, Minnesota, Seattle. See you next time. We're going to be looking at the offseason. Season 2 coming soon.